Everybody, welcome to this Zibo Mod 737 flight from Liverpool to Eindhoven. Well, we're doing an Autoland tutorial as well in Eindhoven. Just getting set up now. I've got the aircraft in like a transit state. So yeah, let's see how we go. If anyone's got any questions or anything like that, please do just shout up. It would be cool. Yeah, if you've got any questions, just let me know. I'll try and talk you through what I'm doing. So yeah, for the guys that have joined, nice one. So yeah, just pick the aircraft up in the transit state basically, and I'm about to go through the FMS setup and do all the bits and bobs there. So just parked on Liverpool on stand. Are we doing pilot stud? Can you hear me all right? I've been kicked out of the study to this evening because my girlfriend's working, so I'm having to just work on the laptop. So I've only got the one screen. So I've got my iPad for the comments, guys. So yeah, just anyone's got any comments or anything to ask, just shout. So yeah, just for the transit setup then. Normally just start off basically at the top. We want that. What have we got set on there at the moment? Let's just switch that on. Okay, cool. Want a barrow. We'll just put a placeholder in of 1,000 feet above the ground. We'll set like 1,000 feet for now, and then we'll come back to that. It's not cold and dark setup this week. It's just a transit setup. The off blocks time for the flight plan is on the hour. So yeah, we should hopefully be able to get going a little bit before then. How's everyone doing anyway? Anyone been busy on the sim or done any cool flights? I haven't got the ATIS yet, so I'll come back to that in a second. I dialed the ATIS in actually, but I couldn't hear anything on that sim. So yeah, let's see how we get on. I have the traffic, terrain, and then the airport set, and then it's just a case then of coming down and then just checking the oxygen mask is all kosher. We can get straight into the FMC setup then. So before I came on, I already got the flight plan submitted online, and I use SimBrief to do this. So this is the actual flight plan. Call signs Shuttle 100. Shuttle are now flying 737-800. So yeah, Shuttle 100, Liverpool to Eindhoven. I'll just get the FMC set up now, and just for ease, I'm just going to toggle the flight plan just next to that, so it's just a bit easier to kind of follow along what's going on. Thanks, Noble. Cheers for the comment, man. I'm new to this and getting used to it, but it's cool. Right, let's see. So let's get set up then. So we'll start off with a pause. We've already got the GPS data, so we are going from EGGP. By the way, guys, we're going to do an Autoland into Eindhoven, but I just checked on the plates actually before I started, and they don't actually have like a Cat 3 in Eindhoven, but it's fine. They've got an ILS, so we'll just do it off the ILS. So yeah. By the way, guys, everything that I shared today is obviously just for entertainment. I'll try and keep it as realistic as I can, but obviously these what I shared today can't be used in the real world. Do you know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to call them up and get the clearance before we go any further, and then just so I know that the runway hasn't changed on there. Approach is open actually, so yeah, let's see what the clearance is. What have I got dialed in the radios? Cool, we've got approach on there. I'll just try the ATIS one more time. No, it's not coming through. All right, cool. Let's try and for the clearance. Approach Shuttle 100, 737-800, stand number 2, requesting clearance to Eindhoven. Clear to Eindhoven, the Barton 1 Tango departure, runway 27, the squawk 7277, and please may confirm the QNH, Shuttle 100. We'll get Alpha and QNH 1004 shuttle 100. Thank you. Cool, guys. So yeah, we got the clearance. It's runway 27 from Liverpool. So yeah, that's cool. It just allows me to kind of to plan it straight in there. So yeah, we can put runway 27 in there. For the departure and the arrival, it's going to be runway 27. We're going to be doing the bottom one Tango. And for the route, let's go into the next page on there. Tell you guys, SimBrief is just immense in terms of realism and what you can get for the flight plans and so on. Lima 975, and then Desig, and then Lima 603, Lamso, and expecting runway 21, plumbing the Yankee, and we want the Lamso 3 Echo arrival. I won't put a transition in. I'll update the transition once we get going, once I've had a good look at it. So yeah, the route data is all in now. Just update the FMCs with the performance data. So the zero fuel weight, we're going to assume that the dispatcher has already brought us the load sheet. Let's see what we've got on here. What did I put in for the zero fuel weight? So zero fuel weight is 51.4. Go ahead, shuttle 100. Okay, no problem. We'll give the ground 12195 a shot 121950 already. Thanks. So for the reserves then, guys, what have we got? We've got an alternate timestamp 1.4 and the final reserve of just over a ton. So that'll be roughly 2.6. We'll just put 3 tons in there. Got loads of extra fuel today. The cost index is 33, and the cruise altitude is going to be a shallow 330. The cruise wind, what have we got for the cruise wind here? Is 235/046. ISO deviation -6. And for the transition altitude, the stop level at Liverpool is, I think on this one's 4,000 feet, but I'll check in the set anyway just before I plan it. So I'll just put 5,001 inside the FMC. OAT is 8. We'll keep that where it is. And then, do you know what? We've got the performance data, so we might as well just do it now. In fact, I'll just go back a stage. Come on, limit. Use 22K D rate. The OPT tool doesn't actually work on Zibo Mod, so I've done it already, kind of myself. What have we got here? CG is 21.5. So it gives us a V1 131, VR 133, and a V2 of 140. We can go ahead and put 140 in there now. Just a couple of things just to tidy up in the FMC. So inside the climb page, 250 below flight level 100. And as you can see on the ND, we're coming out and making a right turn to that point on there. So just so we don't just go stonking off at a ridiculous pace. The 803, okay, 250. I'm just going to put 220 and below as a speed restriction at 220 and below on there, and we'll go ahead and execute that. So yeah, 250 above flight level 100. We've got the restriction 220 and below at that stage, so that's all good. Just a couple of other little things. I'm just going to put a 25-mile ring in for Liverpool. If we have an engine failure, we're just going to assume that we're going to go straight ahead, climb to 4,000 feet basically, sort the problem out, and then go from there. So that's basically most of the stuff lower down done. I'll just go up and sort out the overhead panel. That's all sorted. That all looks good. I'll just check the crossfeed is working. I've already filled up and everything, so that's all good. And dark blue, yeah, that can now go off. Everything else up there looks all right. Cool. The fasten belts can go on. That's fine. In fact, I'll get the APU going now because we're near enough ready to go. Pack sorter bleeds are on. We'll just set the cruise level 330. And what is the elevation of destination? Is that on here? No, it doesn't. Fine. I'll just have to check it on the EF bay. $75. Cool. So 75, we'll set 100 there. That's all auto. What else do we need on here? Put the position lights to on. Come back down to the MCP. Right, so we're just going to look at the departure. And the departure is the bottom one tango. Have I got that on there? So it's the bottom one tango. So what we got, bottom one tango, 27, 250, level flight 100. We've done that. Do not climb above 4,000 feet. We've got 4,000 feet in the stop there. I'll just make sure I've also got it in the FMC. 4,000 feet in the FMC is cool. What else do we need to kind of worry about here? Okay, cool. So for the routing, I'll just check it against the FMC and across on here. So they want us to climb straight ahead on 267. I'm just going to update the heading bug on there for the Liverpool 267. For Liverpool runway 27 QDM 267. And then it is going to be a right turn 019018 to intercept the radial Wallasey 081. So what I'll just tune on, just put 081 in there. And again, this is just for the case of if we have an engine failure or something like that, or sorry, an FMC failure, we've got a plan of how we're going to fly this. 081 can go into there, 0101. And in fact, before I go any further, we'll put Flight Director Master on there and Flight Director Master on there. Auto brake switch can go to RTO. We'll just check the hydraulics, that's fine. Come down, quick check, takeoff config warning works. And they wanted us to put 121,950 in there for ground. Cool. Wallasey is 1141. Nav radios and 11175 for the ILSs if we need to come back in. Got this talking and like setting up is quite hard work. That's all set up. Got an Addons transfer 3.0. That's cool. So yeah, at this stage, basically ready to go. I would call for the transit before start checks. We'll assume they're all done. Everything's roughly, well, yeah, everything's in the right place. And then from there, we've already got the clearance. So I'll just give ground a shout for push and start. How are we looking for the time-wise? 45. Yeah, bang on time actually. So yeah, I'll just give ground a shout for the push and start, and then I'll plan the push. Actually, do you know what? It's runway 27. I'll find out which direction they want us. Ground shuttle 100, stand 2, information alpha, QNH 1004, fully ready, request push and start. Stand 2, push and start approved, facing east, Liverpool QNH 1004, shuttle 100. That's one thing I didn't do earlier. I'm just going to update the QNH. $1004, that's cool. And that is all kosher on there. Right, cool. I'm just going to plan the pushback. In fact, I think the APU should now be available. No bollocks, I haven't started the APU. Sorry, it's going to take a minute or two. We'll get the APU started, but whilst that's going on, we'll just get rid of the ground services. So we can remove the chocks. And then once the APU turns up, we can go. Ground shuttle 100, just going to be a minute or so, just waiting for the APU to come online. Happy days, thanks. Nice one. I've got a live stream on YouTube actually, so yeah, it's good that it's not busy, as it's one of my first ones.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledge. Call me through the menu when you're ready. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Got a bit of a dopey APU today. Not sure what's going on. I can just hear it coming on actually, so it's all right. Oh no, that's a pushback truck.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Guys, it looks like we've got an APU.
Connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
So we're probably going to have to just do an air start on stand, and we'll push back. Ground Shuttle 100. I've got a problem with the APU. Request air start and engine start on the gate, Shuttle 100. Wilco Shuttle 100. So guys, yeah, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I've got the air start unit. I'll start both engines on stand, so I don't have to do a cross-bleed start. But in the real world, we would would start one engine on stand, push back, and then once that's done, we'll then start the other engine. So everything is all done. We'll turn the packs off. APU bleed can go off, and the isolation valve is there. Right, cool. Let's come back to the start. So clear on there. With the crossbleed start, because the air starter unit's on the right, would normally start the left engine, the number one engine. So just starting number one engine now, if I get the switch the right way. So we've got N1, sorry, N2, N1, and just looking for the oil pressure. Oil pressure is coming up now. 25%, that's fine. Dim blue, light blue, that's gone off, cool. And just now watching the EGTs for the temperatures to come up. Okay, starter cutout 2463. Engine number one is stable, clear on the right. So normally we would push back and then disconnect the air start unit and do crossbleed start. But yeah, for today, we'll just crack on stand. So it's clear on the right, starting engine number two. Right. And two. And one, oil pressure. Starter cutout. Engine number 2463 is stable. We'll put that on the buses. We'll bin the APU and then get rid of the start unit. Right, cool. Air start unit is gone. Chocks are gone. We will, continue with the pushback now. I'll just let the ground frequency know that we're ready to go. Shuttle right, ground shuttle 100 ready for the pushback now. Stand 2, push start approved, face east, shuttle 100. Okay, the ground crew all ready, so brake released.
Starting pushback.
Time for 3. So quite an easy pushback now because the engine's already been started, so not too much to do. But normally, yeah, we would be starting the engines at this stage. And just to get ready, I'm just going to have the taxi chart open.
Pushback failure. Your flight controls are preventing me from steering the aircraft. Unbind any buttons you have set to toggle nozzle steering.
Whoops, I shouldn't have put the nose wheel steering on. Right, there's a lesson learned. Don't move the nose wheel steering during the pushback, otherwise the pushback will fail. I'll just let the ground crew know, and that we're facing the other way, and then we'll go from there. So with the pushback complete then, we'll configure the overhead panel. That's cool. That's on there. Down there. Got the flaps. Hey, Ian, good question. Yeah, so the APU being US is a you can dispatch with it, but there are just certain restrictions. Yeah, just depending on what the issue is. But yeah, occasionally, yeah, you do. You know, yeah, the APU isn't like a non-dispatchable item. Cool. So that's there. So the before taxi checks, I'll just quickly go through. Generators on, APF starts are just continuous. Probeat I hadn't done. Probeat's on. MTS we don't need. Pack sorter bleeds are on. Isolation valve is auto. The flaps, we require that on the takeoff page. Takeoff page V1131, VR132, and V2 of 140 is set. Step trim, we need 5.5 units. 5.5 units set. We're just going to do a quick flight control check now. So full left, full right, rudder left, rudder right. Yeah, flight controls full and free. We'll do a quick recall check. That's fine. Before taxi check's complete, I'll just let Tower know that was useless and broke the pushback sequence. I'll just make sure the tug's out the way before we run them over. Cool, they're out the way. And then just in anticipation of the taxi instructions, yeah, we'll go from there. Ground shuttle 100, request taxi. Unfortunately, we had a failure during the pushback, so we are facing west. Left on Victor Alpha 1 for runway 27, shuttle 100. All right, cool. So it's the basically what. Say again, sorry. It's my fault, actually. I was messing about with the nose wheel steering, but yeah. Cheers. I like the sound of that. All right, cool. So it's upwards onto Victor, back on ourselves, onto Alpha, and then Alpha 1. I'm just going to take the initial taxi easy, just because of the issue that we have had with that. And I just need to make sure the nose wheel steering is working. Cool. So we'll do a clear on the right, clear on the left. We'll do a quick config check. That's checked. Cool. Yeah, I've got nose wheel steering, so that's fine. On the apron, taxi speed about 10 knots keeps everyone kosher, so we don't bump or hit anything. It would help if I actually got the taxi lights. Yeah, I need to go back and look at my graphics because the aircraft don't seem to be set with the artificial aircraft anyway. Cool, so it's clear on the right. We're going to be making a left turn now all the way up. Cool, so as we're taxiing out, clear the apron now, do the before takeoff checks. I'll tell you what I've forgotten to put on. I'll put the anti-cold light as well, that was a bit naughty. So before takeoff checks, config is checked. The flaps, we've got five required. We haven't got five selected. Five selected and the green light. Step trim, 5.5 units required, 5.5 unit set. Takeoff briefing, it's going to be right hand seat takeoff, flaps 5, packs auto bleeds are on. Taking off, it's a right hand seat turn, bottom 1 tango, climbing 4,000 feet. Step once and twice. And in fact, I hadn't set the squawk, so I'm just going to quickly set that. The squawk is 7277. Have a quick look outside again, make sure I'm not crashing into anything. We'll report ready, Liverpool radar 119850, shuttle 100. Thank you. So I'll set the transponder once we've just stopped actually, and I'll just get everything ready. Ordinarily on the line, just do rolling, but with me being relatively new to simming on the Zibo Mod, I'll screw it up and I'll end up going off the runway. So just set the park brake there, get myself sorted. So the squawk is supposed to be 7277. Okay, we've got the cabin secure as well. So once we get the cabin secure, just mark that, that's done. So below the line then, MCP, what do we want on here? So we need to arm the auto throttle. It's going to be an hour departure. Interesting. And we put transponder TARA, and the strobe lights can also come on. So below the line, MCP set, transponder TRA, strobe light is on, and the landing light is on. Before takeoff checklist complete, I'll just let them know that we are now ready for departure. I'm just going to rearm that. I'll do adding select initially. I'm not sure why Autoland is come on and why it's in VS. Oh well, we'll find out once we get into the runway. Shuttle 100 ready for departure. Clear for takeoff, runway 27, shuttle 100. Cool, so the approach is all clear. FO check, it's all clear on the right as well. Yeah, here we go. All right, cool. So we'll set 40%. Stabilized. Press the toga switches. And we're now on toga. Yep, we've got the correct FMAs. So the next call we're going to be looking for now is 80 knots, which is going to be a cross-check moving to the high-speed regime. 80 knots, check. B1, rotate. What we're using there, a bit of a hiccup with the engines, probably my throttle setting. Anyway, positive rate now. The gear can come up. "400 feet, we've got the correct mode. LNAV is in, and just keeping up with the flight directors. 1,000 feet, there, Command A, and we can bug up. And we're starting the initial turn now, and just to keep the heading bug going, we can go around. So speed's accelerating, we can have flaps 1. "1337 shuttle 100. And we can have flaps up as well. So approaching 2 to go, just so we don't have a really high rate of climb. 1 to go now. I'll just set VS 1,000 feet per minute. Everything's under control. Flaps up now. Lights go, and then we'll just tune in with London. And it is 133 decimal 7. Checked. So that's the cool thing there about just managing the rate of climb. So it's nice and easy, nice and relaxed. And do you know what? We're through the initial turn now, so we can just accelerate ever so gently. I'll just check in with London now. 1337. London, good evening. It's shuttle 100, passing 3,500, climbing 4,000 on the bottom 1 Tango. Climb flight level 270, shuttle 100. So we'll set 270 on the MCP. Both pilots will confirm 270 is set. Level change for now. And then would also then come back, set, flaps up, no light, set standard, passing 4 climbing standard set 49, climbing flight level 270, the after takeoff checks. Pilot monitoring, and then come back and do the after takeoff. Ground there, you douche. Start switch is continuous, auto brake can go off, and the gear can go to off. All right, after takeoff checks. So air condition pressurization is 2.3, gently climbing, and set. Start switches are off. Landing gear is up and off. Auto brake is off. Recall is checked. Altimeters 7.4, climbing flight level 270. So now it's a good, we can now go into VNav. I'm just going to delete that restriction there so it doesn't hold us down. Rates to the unstable there. All right, cool. We'll just, so I've got a connectivity issue with VATSIM, but it doesn't matter, we'll keep going. So we can then go into VNav now. It's set 250 and yeah, it's going approaching flight level 90 now. And it's not doing what I want. So we'll just go back to level change. Oh yeah, there's another 40 restriction there. It's a bit easier to do it on the FO side because you can clear the restrictions as they come up, but there's quite a few of the 4,000 restrictions. But the important thing is just to keep flying the airplane if the automation isn't giving you what you want. Right, cool, we've got that set on there. We can go back into VNav now. Yeah, it's climbing away nicely. So passing flight level 100, 10 checks. So coming back again, when we check, so the fuel is balanced, cross read, the off tank pumps are off. Lights go off, air conditioning pressurization is 4, gently climbing, set, fasten belts, off, forgot to release the crew, and recall 10 checks are complete after takeoff checks. Complete. Yeah, so good question, Ian. The reason, so normally I'll probably climb in VNav, but sometimes, like what happened there was I had a couple of height restrictions at 4,000 feet, which I didn't clear before engaging VNav. So we had a further climb to flight level 270 from London. So just to stop, just to keep the aircraft doing what you want it to do, you can just, it's perfectly acceptable to just go down the level of automation and yeah, aviate, navigate, communicate, basically. And now that we're settled, and I'm quite happy. So yeah, VNav can come back in. So from here, it's near enough. Yeah, a nice chilled one, all the way through. Passing flight level 200, we'll just check the pressurization again. But otherwise, yeah, pretty chilled. Any questions, guys? Please just shout. Okay, cool. It's happy now, so the automatic disconnect is not cancelled. That's cool. You know, on the end, yeah, I'll set something a bit more sensible. And I'll just clear the station so it doesn't look overly cluttered. So what have we got? What we're coming up to then? Manchester's out that way. What else we got? Yeah, Ian, good question. So level change is just basically when it's just easier to 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 kind of manage the automation. And level change is kind of like a step down. It just does what you want. So at level change, it will just do whatever's inside the window there. Whereas VNav will consider what's there and also consider what's inside the FMC. So it just depends on the time. Just kind of use whatever makes the most sense at the time. Now we're in the climate it's comfortable, so yeah, it just works out. Hi, Cove. Stop climb flight level 250 shuttle 100. So guys, we just got the stop climb. So just make sure we don't bust anything. I've just put out hold, and I'm just going to dial in 250 on there. I'll go level change just for now, and once we're happy that it's all in the right place, climbing away. Okay, fine, happy now, and then I can go into the Okay, what's that give us there? We've got around about 3 to go, 2,500 feet rate climbs for me. Looking good. We'll just check the pressurization again. So differential. Yeah, that's looking all right. Gentle climb. Pressurization, okay. All good, yeah. Any questions, guys? Please shout away. So 3 to go, 2,000 feet a minute, that's fine. Kind of need to monitor the rate of climb, because what you don't want to do is to like have cause a TCAS with like really high rates of climb as you approach your cruise level. Climb flight will 330 shuttle 100. So we've just been given the climb to 330. 330 is set. We'll confirm that. And we'll just confirm that that's the final cruise level. So we'll confirm it's set 3 times. So 330 is set on the MCP, and then inside the cruise page, 330, and then finally on there, set 3 times. And would normally also, just as a precaution, just to prevent loss of communication, would listen out on 1215 as well. Yeah, at this stage. And then, yeah, it's just basically a case of getting settled and continue on. So, yeah, I'm super impressed with it, with the Zibo mod. It just, yeah, just the realism is just epic. Yeah, it's just absolutely unreal. I keep just checking out, guys, just because I didn't realize how common a call sign shuttle 100 would be on here. It's yeah, there's loads of speedbirds and shuttles. So yeah, I keep thinking that ATC are trying to call us. Charlie November, that's Doncaster. Yeah, progressing nicely. And in fact, I can get rid of that fix there. Just for a little bit of awareness, what we'd also do is put the boundaries in the fixed page. But for today, I'm just going to set runway 21 in Eindhoven. And our final cruise level is going to be 330. So multiply it by 3 will give us 99. And then that basically tells me when I need to start the descent. Not sure why we've got that line on the ND there, but cool anyway. I mean, yeah, as I say, yeah, the Zibo Mod is a free tool. It's just absolutely mega. It's, yeah, brilliant. Really, really cool. I haven't got a livery just yet, guys, so it's not a great deal to look at. Yeah, good question. So, what speed? Doing most of the time in the cruise. So it's the speeds are driven by the FMC. So we've got quite a stonking tailwind. Actually, we've got 96 knots of tailwind today, and with the cost index, we will have a target cruise speed. So it's actually 300, so which is quite quick actually. 300.76. And that's what it just maintained within the FMC. You're busy most to discuss diversion options. What happens if you absolutely on a short sector like this? Once you get to top of climb, I'd be thinking of getting the latest weather, runway news, and all that, and to go. So above flight level 300, I'll just set the angle of bank to 10 degrees. So if we get a heading change, what you don't want is like a 30 degree or like a high bank turn, and then get into the limit speed or the buffer speed. 2 to go. We've got 2,000 feet per minute rate climb. So yeah, that's absolutely fine. Don't need to intervene. If we had like 5,000 feet per minute rate climb because we're really light, then probably go into VS and then just do the last little bit at yeah 1,000 feet. But now what we got 13. Okay, approaching 2,000 feet. Approaching 1,000 feet to go 2,000 feet. That's probably a smidgen on the high side. So we'll just go VS and then set 1,000 feet per minute. But it's really important to keep an eye on the speed here and also the thrust. 1,000 to go is checked, and cool, the thrust is just coming back. So we've got excess thrust, so that's fine. Sometimes you can have this situation where there isn't quite enough thrust available and the speed start washing off. You don't want that. In which case, just go back to the mode that you were in, and yeah, it tends to sort it out. Oh, nice one, Ian. Yeah, amazing that Zibo helped you get through most of your ATPL stuff. Yeah, it's cool. It's so good. I used to have the PMDG on FSX, and that was just absolutely mega. But yeah, it's really, really, considering it's free, it's just absolutely unreal. Approaching the top of climb now. We're at the final cruise level 330. I would just go into VNav on there, and what else would I do? Yeah, all looking good actually on there. What have we got in terms of the top of distance? About 150 miles. We've got quite a strong tailwind, so I'm going to start getting set up actually. We're going to do an Autoland, so yeah, I know it's a little bit early, but it'll just make things a bit easier to manage. But before I get set up, I'm just going to check with London which runway is in use in Eindhoven. London Shuttle 100. Hey, so just wondering if you know which runway is in use in Eindhoven. No problem, thank you. Right, guys. So I'm going to set up, assuming it's going to be the runway 21, and hopefully they don't switch it on us last minute. What have we got? Cool. So airport and the arrival we are expecting. Not that one. What have we got inside the route page? The Lamps 3 Echo. So Lamso 3 Echo is on there, and then also I'm just going to put in the ILS for runway 21. So I'm being a bit naughty. They don't have an actual ILS, so you wouldn't do this in real life. But I will. I'll set up for them both anyway, and then yeah, I'll set up just using the standard ILS anyway, and then it just gives us a chance to have a go at the Autoland. Hopefully they don't change it on us at the last minute. I'll just come out of there then, and then we'll just go through the setup together. If I can get my view right. Okay, cool. Right, come off there. So descent page, we've got 240 below flight level 100. I'll just speed that up a bit. 240 inside there. I won't bother with the descent page, but in there you'd populate the descent speeds. In fact, I'll just see if we've got it in. Actually, no, it's fine. We'll eyeball it. So for the routing, then what have we got? We've got Lamso 3 Echo for runway 21 Yankee. And where is the arrival? Go back one. So So the arrival for the Lamso Echo is basically Lamso to Hotel Alpha Mike. What have we got there? Lamso to Hotel Sierra Delta. So that checks on there. And then it's onwards to... Shit. Disconnected the autopilot by mistake. But anyway, what you can do is you can actually like step through. So to Hotel Sierra Delta, that checks on there. And then from there, it's then to Lidco. Lidco checks on there. And then continuing on to Tupac, Iptas. And then let's just see what's going on further on. We'll probably be on vectors at this stage, to be honest, but just going to zoom out just a tad, and then what we got on there? Cool. So Iptas. Okay, cool. So what's probably going to happen for 1121 is from Iptas, we'll be on vectors to that Echo Sierra 5 point. We're not going to go there and then go back on ourselves. So what I will do is just pick up that 5.8 point and bring it up to Iptas and execute that. And then just so you guys can see what I've done is it's basically going to be like a late downwind call. They'll probably bring us a bit further out, and just to kind of see what's going on, we will put 10 miles on there. So that's probably a little bit tighter, but it's kind of like the worst case that they'll give us in terms of track miles on there. In terms of other shortcuts that we may get, let's just zoom out. There's not a great deal I don't think they can cut off. They might chop off that corner there, but I'll manage it with the flaps and the speed brake. So that's all kosher on there. So this is for the initial approach. Okay, fine, got it. So they might send us to Betsy first. So I'm just going to go back into there and Iptas. And then I'm just going to put this in between there. Cool, so that's like that point there. And then we can then bring it back up and join it all up. So if I just zoom in just a tad so you guys can see what I've done. So if we step in, yeah, it just kind of brings us in there. So yeah, that's basically the FMC bits. What else do we need to do? Right, cool, let's put the frequencies in. So the final approach track is 214. We're going to go auto brake 3, and just for the landing performance, you'd normally, what would have a look at is in the FMC, in the progress page. So it has us arriving with 5.3 tons. We've got 6.2 on board, so that's 900 kilos to come off. So that would be 56.7, 900. And with that, we'll do flaps 30 plus the 5 knots and auto brake 3 on there. And then now it's just a case of putting in the ILS frequencies. So we've got 10975, and in case of a missed approach, what have we got? Eindhoven TACAM 1172. I'm not sure if that will tune in, but let's try. Guys, it's been a little while since I heard from ATC, so I'm just going to do a radio check. London Shuttle 100, radio check on 1337. Just checking, standby. Oh, jeez. Just going to go heading select. So I wasn't paying attention there, guys. When the autopilot disconnected, we actually lost a roll mode. So I've just gone heading select to bring us back within like an intercept track, and then now we're going back on there. London Shuttle 100, just correcting the error now. We'll be back on track shortly. (090 degrees), and say again the frequency, Shuttle 100. 12575, Shuttle 100. I'll just get round the turn, guys, and then I'll sort myself out. God, what a shocker. Ian, so good question on the range rings. All I do is I just go into the fix page and then put them in. Right, I'll just tune in now, 1337. One, three, three, seven. So it looks like we've got a bit of a problem with the LNAV not going in. I'll just try the other autopilot and see if we can get it to go in. It probably want us on the intercept first, so I'll just come further around on the turn and I'll check in. Radar Shuttle 100, just checking in on 1337 on a radar, turning onto a radar heading 090 degrees. No problem at all. I think we've got an autopilot issue, so I don't want to trouble you with radar vectors all the way there, but I'm just trying to troubleshoot it. If I don't get any joy, I might ask you for radar vectors. Cool, guys. So LNAV has gone back in. We just needed to be on the intercept track. I'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, what shoddy flying from myself. So in fact, that little diversion there bought us a little bit of time to get set up. But yeah, that's basically us all ready for the setup. The only difference for the Autoland when we come in is once we're cleared for the approach, we'll select Command A and Command B and just make sure we've got both autopilots in. When I had a run out the other day, one of the issues that I had was the autopilot kept kicking out. So we'll see what we win and we'll see how we go. Oh, Zibo, for your comment. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you. The Zibo Mod is just absolutely incredible. Thanks, man. Descend flight level 250. Do you want that now or when ready? Shuttle 100. No problem. Sending now flight level 200. So yeah, they've descended us a little bit earlier, but it's fine. We'll give them what they need. So 250 is set, and press Alt Intervent. It should just get us going down at 1,000 feet per minute in VNAV, and it has just done. So yeah, what we can do is probably the descent checks. So descent checks, pressurization on out, zero set, anti-ice off, approach brief fuel discuss, and the IS all bugs. It's going to be an Autoland, and we've got flaps body 138 set and checked and set, and that's also in there, in the FMC. So just for a little bit of planning, what they may do is they may give us a shortcut once we get to LAMP, so it might be direct 2-packs. We'll see what we get on there, but it's plenty of time for us to manage it. Just for the descent planning, what I often do is I'll just switch on the meters there, and if you just read what the first two digits say 96, so it basically says you need 96 track miles. It's a rough estimate, and we've actually got, what have we got there? We've got 91 left to go. So something is, oh yeah, because we've got the really strong tailwind. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Oh, and I don't have the descent winds in. Let me see if I can get the descent winds populated from the flight plan. Oh yeah, we do have descent winds. Nice one. $201. So I'm just putting the descent winds now just to give us something a little bit more respectable from VNAV. 245. 248 slash 043 240 slash 041. Amsterdam 12575 shuttle 100. Thanks for the help. Cool. So the autopilot has gone off again. Try that. Okay, I'll now VNAV path. Yeah, I must have clicked something with my mouse. Right, Amsterdam 1257. Right, let's just check in with Amsterdam. Amsterdam, goedenavond. It's shuttle 100, descending flight level 250, direct backward. Oh, it's 12575, my error. I'll try again. Amsterdam, goedenavond. This is Shuttle 100, descending flight level 250, Bakut. Cleared for the Lamso 8 Echo arrival for runway 21 correction, Lamso 3 Echo arrival, runway 21 at Eindhoven, Shuttle 100. Tell you what, guys, the realism on Vatsen is just incredible. I mean, checked in, let's chatting to somebody, a Dutch controller. So, guys, what might happen here is because of Skipple, is they might keep us high, so that it might all get quite busy towards the end. But I'll do my best to just try and talk you through what's going on. And yeah, good question. So if you get direct with shortens, yeah, sometimes it can be, but normally you can sort of speed up or use your speed brake or get the flaps out earlier. So the number of things. But if it's just not working, just let ATC know that's not working and just say enable. Right, guys, I'm just going to try and get us some weather here and see what we've got to look forward to in Eindhoven. So what is the ATIS 126030? Direct two-pack IBTES transition runway 21 shuttle 100. Correction, shuttle 100. Okay, cool. So because of that shortcut, VNAV is now saying we're a little bit high, so it's throttled back basically. It's closed the thrust levers to get us back, but it's not too bad. So they told us two-pack IBTES transition. I'll just check the plate there. It's as we've got in, guys. So yeah, looking good. Okay, so approaching 250 rate, descent's a little bit on the high side, but it's okay. Right, what was I doing? I was getting some weather, wasn't I? So 126030. 126030. Nothing's coming through. Fine. So just to make sure it gives us the a reasonable sort of descent profile, just update the cruise level in VNAV. So yeah, it's fine. We're looking good. Was that for shuttle 100? Descend flight level 70 to be leveled by IBTES, and is that when ready, shuttle 100? Okay, perfect, thank you. When ready, descend flight level 70, level IBTES, shuttle 100. Cool, so we've got flight level 70 is checked. They want us 70 by IBTES, so we're going to be 46, so that's fine, but I'll just put 70 and below, just as a check. Okay, cool. So continuing with the descent now to flight level 70. Let's see if we're close enough to see the moving map yet. Oh yeah. So as you see, guys, with V-nav, we're a little bit below profile, so the aircraft above profile, so the aircraft's just accelerated to catch the profile, and it's fine. It just manages it for us quite well. One thing I did not check was the taxi instructions at. Have a look again. Let's see if I can find. Briefing general, no, not that. Okay, so landing on runway 21, what we'll probably do is we'll land that way and then we'll come back on ourselves and then come back along Romeo and then back along. I'm just going to do a quick radio check, guys. It's been quiet. Let's see what they say. Shuttle 100, radio check 12575. 5 as well, thank you, Shuttle 100. Cool, all looking good. So what have we got? We need 51, drag required, that's checked. So the aircraft space is saying, look, because I had to catch the profile, I'm going a bit quicker than I should have, than I expected, so please help me out. We'll keep it going now, and then might have to do something later on. So we've got 59 trap miles, we've got 49, plus 10 to decelerate. It's looking good. Just a really quite strong tailwind there, just to be aware of. Next mark we're looking for is 10,000 feet. We need to be off that 100. We need to be 250 knots or below. Pretty sure I've got that on the descent page, 250 below. So I might just have to help the aircraft out with a little bit of speed brake. I'm not sure if Eindhoven are in, so we'll probably remain with this controller all the way. But yeah, approaching Flight Level 110. And yeah, the aircraft is just approaching the decel point now, so it will. There you go. The speed bugs come back now, so the aircraft's just getting itself ready for that restriction. And the speed's coming back nicely. Oh, I'll tell you what we didn't do for the minimums. We're going to set 50 as we're doing practice cat 3. Flight level 100 now. Speed's coming back nicely. All looking good. Might get a drag required message in a minute, but that's fine. So yeah, it's they might cut us in a little bit on there as is planned. So I just need to keep an eye on the height on them. He's only cleared us down to 70, so I'll just keep an eye on it. As if it gets much further, we might end up high and need more flight miles, but we'll just see how we go. Okay, 2 together there. Looking out for the further clearance, and I'm just going to go VS 1,000 feet per minute as we're approaching the level off. And I'm just going to bring the speed back to 220 whilst we wait for further descent. Radar Shuttle 100, standing by further descent. Go for the IPTIS transition, runway 21, Eindhoven QNH 10, confirm the QNH, Shuttle 100. QNH 1010, Shuttle 100, Wilco. Right, it's giving us 5,000 feet. The QNH is... I've gone level change just to basically get down. What else do we need to do? Speed's coming back on there. We need to go into standard. It's 1010, and he basically wants us to report once established on. So about 1,000 feet high. Now the speed is coming back. So we're just going to get the speed brake out. And he's cleared us to descend via the transition. So I'm happy that we can go down to 2,000 feet now. And so inside the descent page, just so VNAV knows what we're doing, we've got the speed back to 220 now. So I'm just going to update 220 in there. and that should help it sort itself out. Speed's coming back. 5,000 feet is looking good. I'm just going to go back into VNav now, and yeah, that's all kosher. So frequencies, projects, 10975 in once, in twice, 6 rings, 10 and 5, standby for the idents, and oh shit, I didn't set that. 97. Just put that back before we get into it. Oh, blimey, better put the engine anti-ice on, then now. Engine anti-ice on, and with the icing, I'm just going to put that into control. As you can see, guys, quite a lot of workload, and it's quite easy to get yourself into a mess really quickly here. So with that, I'm just going to open the speed window back now and then bring it back to the up speed, and we can get ready to start to get the flaps out. Coming up to the decel point now, so I'm just going to go flaps 1. Speed is checked, and the flaps can start to come out now. We're in VNav, so it's going to manage this all for us. But yeah, it just does tend to happen quite quickly. And I'm going to bug the speed back to 180 knots now. Cool, speed's coming back on profile. Quite rainy. Have a bit of wiper on. I probably wasn't in as bad shape as I thought I was. Oh yeah, seatbelts, yeah, of course. Get the crew sat down, yeah, forgot about that. Jeez, I'm glad someone else awake. Yeah, I wasn't as bad shape as I was, but I just thought, you know, I'll slow down early and get back okay. So starting the turn now. To 1.4. So that is all kosher in there. Localizer alive, and we've got the idents on both. Approach checks, ultimate instrument straight and cross straight approach checks, check and set approach checks complete. The ground is just starting to come through now, and we can have with that flaps 5. Done a bit of a crap job at CDA here, but yeah, there's quite a lot going on when you're trying to do this all by yourself. Thousand to go is checked. And in the correct sense now, so we can arm the approach. With the approach armed, we're going to do a practice Autoland. So just make sure that's got in. It's coming. I'll tell you what, I'll put Command A and Command B. When I tried it by myself, it kept knocking out, so we'll try our best. We've got both in now, but I'll keep looking over there just to make sure. But this is all the only difference, really. Oh, the other check would also be at 500 feet. Make sure the flare is on. Yeah, the 737 is not supposed to be single terrain is noted, and I'll just put the VSD on that side to make sure we don't go flying to the ground. Okay, so localizer should just be coming alive any moment as we start the turn. Glide slope is arrive 2. And we're intercepting from the glide slope from beneath, so it's not too much of an issue. But normally on a CDA, it might have, yeah, if I'd done a better job at the continuous descent, would be intercepting it like bang on. So localizer is alive. We'll just check the autopilots. Autopilot A and B are both in. Localizer alive. Localizer captured. We'll set the runway course 214, and then just waiting for the glide slope now. Let them know we're established. Shuttle 100 is established. ILS runway 218 miles. Let's land runway 21, shuttle 100. Glide slope is alive, and we're looking for the FMA to give us glide slope capture. There, glide slope captured, and still got both autopilots, so that is looking good. Bring the gear down around about 5 miles, basically where that ring is, and then we'll continue with the configuration. Everything looks good, and yeah, there is the runway. Glide slope captured. We'll just set the missed approach altitude, which is 3,000 feet, and 3,000 feet is set, and should be approaching 5.8 or 4.2. I'll put the gear down now. So gear down, flaps 15. Let me check this too. Flaps, really checks. Gear down. Flaps 15. We'll bug for 15 speed. Okay, start switches. Land through. We've got continuous. Anti-ice can go off. Recall is checked. Speed brake. I'm just going to continue with the configuration sequence. See if I can on the speed brake. I think that's on. Yeah, speed brake is on. And thousands checked. It's a bit naughty, really. I should have been at the flaps 30 speed by 1,000 feet. But single pilot, I'm letting myself go. And just hanging for the flaps now. So we've got flaps. We have got 30, 30, and green light landing light is on. We've set the crew, and yeah. So we've got land 3, and just looking for the radar. We've got 640. So at 500 feet, we just want to make sure the flare's armed. We have got the flare armed. Yeah, it's all looking good now. So yeah, the big one on an Autoland is just to make sure the second autopilot goes in. For the rollout, we will let 500 is checked. Aircraft's bouncing around. We'll let the nose wheel touch down. I'll disengage the autopilot, and then yeah, bring the aircraft, slow the aircraft down. 300 is checked. Yeah. So now we'll be looking for the runway lights. Continue. Done a pretty good job of that. Nose wheel is down. Autopilot is disconnected. And I'm just going to either reverse it in. But that's cool. 100. And I'm just going to manual brake. 60. So yeah, there we have it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm just going to taxi off. I don't think I'm going to bother with the gate. I'll just get lost. Yeah, and go from there. But yeah, that's basically Autoland tutorial on Zibo. Just make sure you get the second autopilot in. And yeah, approaching the vacating point. I'll just get off the runway and then I'll check in with the controller that we're vacated. Sierra 4, Romeo 2, cross runway 21, shuttle 100. I'm going to sign off now. Thanks for the help and have a good evening, shuttle 100. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching, everybody. That's it. Liverpool to Eindhoven. single pilot in the 7.3 Zibo, amazing with an Autoland. Have a good night, guys. Cheers.